the bikies came to town and crashed the party. Task Force Takeback was set up. A highly trained squad of dedicated officers. This 100-strong crack team grew into the Rapid Action and Patrols. They bust the dealers. They target organised crime. They keep the peace in paradise. Gold Coast Cops. Tonight on Gold Coast Cops, a suspected bikie's car conceals a sinister array of drugs and weapons.
The masks can be used in robberies, armed robberies.
RAP officers answer the call of a frightened cabbie.
He's trying to kill the girl at the front.
Kill him?
Yeah.
And while hunting down a robbery suspect, Carla's team get more than they bargained for.
There's at least 15 uncapped needles and it's a really unsafe environment.
Sergeant Carla Sara, Senior Constable Travis Carruthers, and George Leocides are about to venture into territory that is the flip side of the postcard tourist destination.
We've been asked to give the detectives a hand out of a caravan park.
For George, family is never far from his mind when he's out on jobs like this one.
Married, happily, so my wife says. My motivation would be my kids. My kids, they love it. They see me in my uniform when I'm getting dressed to go to work. And my older boy always asks me, "Oh, Dad, how many bad guys are you going to catch today?" I always respond by saying, "How many do you want me to catch?"
We're going to execute a warrant. It's different, very, very different to the rest of the Gold Coast. You name it, it happens out there. Everything from drugs to weapons to fights. It can go badly really quickly.
The team are searching for 3 suspects who've burgled a house out at Mudgeeraba. They're keen to talk to a woman whose car may have been used in the getaway.
Worst case scenario is riot. Best case scenario is a few offenders in custody without any injuries.
They head straight to the caravan where they believe one of the thieves may be living. Getting no answer, they question one of the park employees.
Hey, buddy, how are you? How long have you been living here for?
Only a couple of weeks.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
Then George spots a woman who looks a lot like the owner of the getaway car.
Female's just come out of one of the caravans. I believe she's wanted on an outstanding warrant. I'm just going to go over and have a chat and see if it's the right lady. If it is, we'll arrest her.
But it seems she's already spotted them and is attempting another getaway via the window. It's Friday night in Surfers Paradise, and as the weekend kicks off, RAP officers are out in numbers in the mall to keep the party from getting out of hand.
He's been arrested already?
And when it comes to keeping a cool head, Constable Kelsey Shorrocks is the officer for the job.
He's committed an offence. Don't obstruct us, okay?
I was a pretty mellow child, to be honest. I think I always abided by the rules. I was a good girl, and I think that sort of rolled into this job a bit. It definitely widened my eyes to a world that I had never seen when I joined this job. I think this early on in my career, I'm just thankful. Every single day I'm here, I'm thankful for what I'm being exposed to and what I'm learning, and I'm an entirely different person to the person I came into this job as.
Tonight, Kelsey's teamed up with Trevor Beeman. They've just come across a bloke outside a nightclub playing a familiar refrain.
I haven't done anything. I was trying to hunt the car, and you banned me from coming in.
Sir, just going to be able to have a chat. I'll explain everything to you, all right? They are entitled to refuse entry to any person for whatever reason they deem appropriate, okay?
No. I understand that. I understand the whole situation.
Okay.
But all I want to do is talk to the supervisor.
We don't want to be ruining your night, okay? Any more than what it may already be, so we're just going to ask you just to move away.
All right, but my cousin's just finished uni, man. Tonight is his last week on the Gold Coast. He's moving to New Zealand tomorrow.
Yep.
All I want to do is go up there and say goodbye to him before he leaves New Zealand for the rest of his life.
Give him a call and tell him to go to another club with you. There's another club around the corner on the road.
What the
Hey! I'll see you later, champ.
As the young bloke rounds the corner, he unleashes a torrent of abuse on bystanders. Kelsey and Trev move to shut down this little street performance. Next, George turns up the heat on the frozen goods.
There's no drugs here.
So what's on that spoon?
Later on, a suspected bikie with a car full of sinister dress-ups has some explaining to do.
Hey, what's your story, man? You a fink?
I'm not a big mate.
Over at the caravan park, Travis and George have just had a breakthrough in their burglary case. George has spotted a woman who looks like the owner of the getaway car. It turns out to be her daughter. Meanwhile, the mother seems to be looking for another way out.
Yes? What's
Just want to go to the front door for me?
Yeah, I was just doing something.
All right, just go to the front door for me, please. Not sure whether she's going to jump out or not, but she's seen us, so she's turned back around, and hopefully she'll just go to the front door and speak to the boys at the front door.
They quiz the suspect about the car.
I've never had that car. Go and ask Bob, I've never had a car, and I've been here for nearly 4 years.
So you need to come with these officers because you want on a warrant, mate. So you want to grab a pair of shoes and maybe
I was just about to have a shower. I can't have a shower
No, you can't. At this stage, I want to place you under arrest by virtue of the warrant.
because I've got a spur. Do you know what a spur is?
Do you understand that you're under arrest?
Yes.
You're no
I do.
longer free to leave.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I'm happy for you to put some shoes on.
Yeah.
And you'll have to come.
Yeah.
Put a jumper on, but you'll have to come with us.
You just stand at my bedroom window if you want.
No, it doesn't work like that.
I just need to get my socks.
No, you sit where you are. You don't move. Okay.
It's just messy at the moment because of...
No, it's all right, I understand. You didn't know you were entertaining guests today.
But Travis is determined to find out more about that red car.
It's not your car?
Done drink driving. That's why.
Oh, you got double drink driving in that car?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now I'm starting to understand what's going on.
That's the only time I've done it.
Okay.
The woman's story seems to stack up. But while they may not be able to link her to the burglary, it's clear she's been breaking the law in other ways.
All right, so you've got a bong, you've got used needles. Is there anything in the house that you want to tell us about right now?
There's no drugs here.
So what's on that spoon?
Spoon here. So you got an ice habit?
Yeah, so it was
How often would you use?
once a month or something.
Once a month.
Yeah.
What do you get? You get some fresh truck marks. There's that recent, is it, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Are they all used? Oh, just feel like we're gonna step on something.
Carla and George are taking no chances poking around in this bedroom.
There's a few clippies under here too.
There's at least about 15 uncapped needles, and it's a really unsafe environment for us to be in there. And just stepping on it, it's crazy. So we've managed to put all the needles that we could find in a sharps container.
After Trav's little chat, it's now clear that their burglary suspects who were here last night have done a runner.
The boys have skipped out. They owe Bob rent, but they're in that red car.
They may have eluded them, but only for a short while. 1 week later,
We just found out that the main suspect that we were looking for in relation to the Mudgeeraba break has been arrested up in Bundaberg after committing another offence. He's subsequently pleaded guilty to the burglary in Mudgeeraba. He's serving 6 months jail now, and it's a good outcome for police. We had, good intel sharing between stations, which led to the arrest of our main man.
over in Broadbeach Mall, Kelsey and Trevor are trying to talk sense into an intoxicated bloke who's been denied entry to a club. And he's on a very short fuse.
All right? Give me the other hand now. By the way, you're under arrest.
Don't resist at this point, alright? Come, take a few deep breaths. You can't just run off on the street and swear like that.
I can't even see my cousin before I go to New Zealand.
Mate, your choices have led you here, right? Just take a few deep breaths. Okay. We always try to be pretty calm when we're talking to intoxicated people because they can overreact very easily. Stop talking for the moment. In this case, he took all of our calm sensibilities and took them to the next level.
We get a van unit to Broadbeach Mall. We've got one in custody. All right, you got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No. Just take some deep breaths.
That's why I got banned.
Is that what started the whole argument?
Yeah, because I was in line playing the harmonica. I'm not pissed off, I'm not angry, I'm sad.
Just over there for us, mate.
This is in my cousin.
All right. Sorry, mate. Take a deep breath. Listen to me. Stop crying, okay? There's a lot of people around. You don't want them seeing you crying. No, listen. Man up.
So he decided to have a little bit of a cry, and that's okay. We can be there, shoulder to cry on sometimes as well.
Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Stop that.
Stand up, mate.
1, 2, up! Stand up.
They need to get this guy off the street before the blues really set in.
Don't go banging your hand on your head on anything, right? Make it work. Walk with us, right? Let's go. That's it, you're right. Sit down gently, don't go slamming back because I'll hurt your hand.
It's for their own good that they get removed. So I think if we hadn't come across him, we would have later on, and it would have been worse. He was released after he was given a ticket for the offence of public nuisance.
40 minutes later, Kelsey and Trevor are back patrolling the mall. And despite copping a fine for being a public nuisance, it seems the teary harmonica player has returned for a repeat performance.
What did I just say to you?
Literally, I'm leaving.
I told you not to come here. I said to go straight to the trams, do not come to the clubs. All right? Go now, or else I will arrest you again and you're going to the watch house. Get out of here.
Keep going, man. Keep walking.
So probably best to have him go home at this point.
It's midnight and Carla's team are back on the road. Travis has teamed up with Constable Dan Lees, otherwise known as Leesy.
I do go to the gym, I do try and stay fit because the way I see it is, you know, someone's training out there that I'm going to have to deal with at some point, and I want to have the edge rather than them.
The boys are on their way over to Helensvale to deal with the suspected bikie. Under current Queensland law, displaying any bikie colours is illegal.
I was actually there the night of the Broadbeach riots, or the bikie riots. There was actually a bit of an old school scrap in front of the watch house between police and bikies. It just erupted. That was probably one of the most dangerous things I've done. So we're just on our way to go help one of our RAP units off with a vehicle. They're doing a search, possibly bikie links.
Leesy's hackles are up.
What's going on, brother?
The bloke Carla's pulled over is on their list of possible bikie associates.
Straight away we located some bikie paraphernalia. A jersey in particular that says SYLF, which stands for Support Your Local Finks, which is obviously an old jumper because the Finks are now the Mongols. He was wearing it at the time, but he took it off apparently.
Oh, man. I just stopped them. And your knuckles there?
Yeah. Ride free.
Hey, what's your story, man? You a Fink?
I'm not a Fink, mate. No.
Just a porter, mate.
I just did the drag racing circuit in New South Wales a couple of years ago. Yeah, but I've never been a member of any club.
Hang out with the boys there?
I haven't even hung out, like I don't know the Gold Coast ones and shit. But like, yeah, I just went to their meeting because anyone can go to them. Like, yeah, it's just if you're from another club, you can't go to them.
If it looks like a bikie and smells like a bikie...
When you're located with sort of bikie paraphernalia, which he has been, it sort of does indicate it to us that you are a bikie.
But bikie or no bikie, what they discover next spells trouble. As the night wears on over in Surfers Paradise, Constable Grant Abraham and Dean Porlock are cruising the back streets.
Everyone likes to go out and have a drink and socialise and have some fun together, but, you know, unfortunately, sometimes people can just take it a little bit too far.
As a distressed taxi driver has just discovered.
I just got it on the way. The other guy on the back is trying to kill the girl at the front. Kill? Yeah, trying to cross the neck. Then I stopped the cab here, and she spills everywhere at the cab, and I just trying to help her. He's off now.
Just gone to sleep in your car.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need an ambulance?
I need to go to
Okay. I'm dare say this cabbie's not going to be giving you a lift home.
Well, how do you normally deal with it when they vomit on the car? Do you make them pay for it?
$110.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk with them and we'll see whether or not they're happy to pay the money.
Yeah.
Do you have a mobile phone on you?
Yes.
It's probably best that you get in contact with someone like your mum or someone. Sorry, is there anyone that you can get in contact with then? No?
It seems the young woman is all alone in the city. Her only companion is the bloke who allegedly had her in a headlock.
Okay.
What's been going on with you guys prior to us here? Have you had an issue with this bloke? Is he your boyfriend? And he's done nothing to you?
But while the taxi driver may have been unnecessarily concerned, one thing is certain. The party couple have made a mess of his cab. While she settles the cleaning bill, he proves to be a handful for Grant and Dean.
What do you want, Grant? Yeah.
You just get calm there, mate. I'll go.
Yeah, all right.
It can be a bit challenging in these situations to sort of ascertain exactly what's going on. So sit yourself down here.
Sit up. You've got people that are heavily intoxicated. They're not making any sense. What's been going on tonight, mate? In this case, you can't even communicate with this guy at all. He's just non-verbal.
You got to jump out of the cab. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll grab your details, though. No worries. Have a good night, mate.
Great Saturday night out, eh?
But the young man is unresponsive.
I think we're going to have to end up taking this guy to the hospital, I reckon.
Do you want me to get an ambo?
Yeah, get an ambo.
So I was calling up in relation to a severely intox male. He's falling in and out of consciousness.
The young woman is now out of danger. Fears for the safety of the intoxicated bloke grow.
I didn't want him to drown on his own vomit.
Over at Helensvale, Lizzie and Travis have been searching the car of a man suspected of having links to the Finks Mongols gang, and they've just made a sinister discovery.
We found some masks in the back seat of his car. The masks can be used in robberies, armed robberies, stuff like that, so might go through any CCTV footage with any sort of Jason masks on or any sort of mask that's got that hate crew written down the side, and that sort of links him straight to those offences.
As the search continues, they unearth more knives and an ice pipe, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Inside the wallet we've located a clip-seal bag with what we call crystal methamphetamine.
Can you explain to me what I have found in here?
There's a bag of shit in there. Yeah, I found it in the room then when I was cleaning it up and I just put it in my wallet.
So you're saying that you picked this up from...
It was in one of my work boots. Like, I've had all my storage in the rack for Christmas time when we were partying.
Do you think that that is ice?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you remember purchasing that?
Nah, but... No, I don't really.
Regardless of whether he's a bikie member or a bikie associate, you know, we definitely got some intelligence that will help assist us with him in the future. It was a good drug pinch and, yeah, job well done.
Over on the back streets of Surfers Paradise, Grant and Dean are mopping up a very messy scene.
Calling up in relation to a severely intox male. He's falling in and out of consciousness.
They've come across a young man who appears to be dangerously intoxicated. A female police officer arrives to help the young woman who has no friends or family on the Gold Coast. Meanwhile, paramedics take charge of the boyfriend.
You his friend, Odin?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
We went to a party and he got too drunk.
Is there anything else?
Not that I know of, but he tried to leave with him, but he didn't like it.
Any pills or anything?
No.
Any other substances?
No.
Has he had any falls tonight? Like, did he fall out of the cab or anything like that? He hasn't hit his head?
A search of the young man confirms her story as they find a tin containing 4 cannabis joints. He's just extremely intoxicated. It's a sorry state of affairs, all round.
We've obviously attempted to see if we could get someone to pick up the girl that was involved because she is also intoxicated and we can't just leave her stranded on the side of the road. Unfortunately, she has no one, so we've actually had to place her in the watch house for the night. The unfortunate reality is that he's going to be in the nice comfortable bed at the hospital, although he's the one that is going to be charged with the dangerous drugs, whereas the female who did not get charged with the dangerous drugs will be spending the night in the watch house on the cold floor, unfortunately. I believe they have some form of cushioning, but it's not the nicest.
At the watch house, police provided the young woman with advice and referred her to a support service. The nurses at Robina Hospital revealed the man had a dangerously high blood alcohol reading of 0.223. At 0.4, most people would be dead.